Xander shops all the top term insurance companies to save you money. Get started at Xander.com.
My situation here is I'm going to be receiving an annual bonus in a few months, and I'm trying to decide what is the best use for the cash. So current situation, I have a little more than a emergency fund in the bank. I have about $50,000 in cash right now, about 25 of which I would say is emergency fund related. And I'm going to be getting a bonus of $60,000 gross, so probably about $40,000 after taxes. Between my wife and I, we have about $50,000 in student loans. And then I have, the only other debt we have is 2 mortgages. So I have a rental property that was originally my primary residence that I have about $80,000 left on. And then I have my current primary residence that I have about $240,000 on. And the simple thought was put the money toward the student loans, pay them off completely. But the rate on my current mortgage is about 7%, whereas the rate on my rental mortgage is about 3.6, and my student loans are at about 5.
Well, you'd still have...
When I look at the long term...
No, when you look at the long term, you're wrong. You look at the wrong term, you've got to get rid of the stupid student loans. You're not going to prosper as long as you keep those things around. This is not an investment strategy. This is stupidity, and you got to clean it up.
Right. So the student loans was the first one where I assumed that's what I should probably put it towards.
You're right. You assumed correctly.
And then you'll still have a little bit because, like you said, your emergency fund is inflated. So you'll still have a good chunk that...
I'll take 25 and put it on a student loan today. And when the bonus comes in, pay off the rest of the student loan. That's right.
And then you'll still have money left over that if you wanted to throw it towards, what were you saying, your primary? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, well, I have the primary mortgage and the rental mortgage. The primary just has a much higher rate. So while I would assume, typically I would have paid down the rental, but the primary is a much higher rate, so I'll just have more savings for putting it toward that. And
what's the balances on the primary and on the rental?
The primary balance is about $240. The rental is about $80. And the rental is probably worth about $175, and the primary is only worth about $290-ish.
Is the rental local?
They're both local. Yep, I manage the rental myself. I've had that for about 7 years now.
Good for you. Good. Okay, I would clear the student loan, then I would clear the rental, and I'd refinance the primary.
Okay, so you would go toward the rental first after student loans. Okay.
Just not because of anything, except it's just only $80,000, and you're going to knock it out quick. Because I smell a $200,000 income, don't I?
Yeah, I'm right around 160 right now before the bonus, and the bonus is annual, but it's not guaranteed. But I typically do receive it.
Yeah, and so you're making $200K on average, and almost like I've done this, and so with $200K you're going to knock the 80 off pretty quick as well. With you sitting there with your emergency fund, refinance, get rid of that 7 and some change because you can get a 5.7 right now on a 15-year.
Yeah.
Once the rental's gone, how much will you clear in profit every month? Just curious.
It's $2,200 a month right now, gross rent.
Yeah, sweet.
That's nice.
So you're probably making $1,500 a month, give or take, whatever your property taxes are in Pennsylvania, which I don't know, but yeah. I mean, you're probably making some money there at that point.
Good job.
And that's another another $20,000 a year that you can throw at
the primary.
At the primary. But yeah, I'm going to refinance that primary because it's going to be more than 2 or 3 years before you get it paid off, and I want to get that rate down because that rate is a little bit jacked. But yeah, but here's the thing. When you're paying off debt, folks, really, really fast, like we are with this student loan almost instantaneously, and with the whole thing here is not even 5 years.
Right.
The whole thing, okay? And so when you're doing all that, then interest rates, the shorter the period of time in which you're going to pay off the debt, the less interest rates matter. The only time interest rates matter is when you're playing them out 20 years, when you're playing them out 10 years, playing them out 5 years. But when you're paying off in 4 months, it's irrelevant.
Negligible.
Almost. I mean, it's not like interest rate's not your problem at that point. Cash flow is your problem.
Right.
That's what you're leaning in on. So good stuff. Xander is the best place to find term life insurance to protect your family. Visit Xander.com for quotes today.